Yeah, I remember I just saw this guy standing there and it turned out to be Pete. And I remember spotting he had this really smart looking notebook, one of those moleskins, with a little elastic thing around it.
Well, I guess I've always kept lists, really. It started when I was young with my dad. My dad, when I used to go around the estate, would collect car registrations. And, you could tell where the cars come from just from the registration. It was amazing. And I guess that started me off.
Yeah, I suppose we quickly found we shared a lot of the same interests, really, particularly diesels.
You've got your Deltic, and then you've got your high-speed trains, still running today. Absolutely wonderful to see. I guess those of us in the train spotting subculture would call it extreme train spotting. It was getting the numbers that nobody else would get or dare to get.
I don't know who suggested it first. This one really was the end of the line.
The big one. Achnachugal, the Bridge of Dun.
Overnight. We reckoned we could get to Achnachugal station overnight. Yeah, finally, after all the waiting, it was time to go. This is it.
Yep, let's do it.
Woo! Come on!
Yes!
It was perfect conditions, really. Peter suggested we should leave details of where we were going with my neighbour, but I live in one of these tenements. Who is my neighbour? You never see anyone.
The first bit was straightforward. I guess we were taken aback by how easy it was. I mean, it was just like a nice walk on the beach. So we made it. Achnachugal. Wow. If you ever get the chance, you just got to do it. I mean,
it was a great moment, We'd done it. We'd got there. We'd seen it. We'd nailed it. But maybe that's where you get caught off guard,
That's the thing about extreme train spotting. Things can just turn in an instant.
We'd stopped for a brew. I think we had a BLT sandwich.
With ketchup, I always have to have ketchup.
You're all sort that for you. You get the book. Peter got his notebook out to check something.
We'd taken a candle out to try and save our batteries. And then there was a gust of wind. Oh, my finger! Oh, God, the pain! Oh, have you got ice?
Peter got this.
Oh, God, the pain! The paper cut! Oh! Paper cut. The worst thing that can happen to a train spotter. Well, I forced myself to look at it. I think that was when we both realised just how serious it was.
I mean, not surprisingly, Pete went straight into shock. I patched him up as best I could, but he just wasn't really connecting with anything. Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, well, because of all the tea we'd been drinking, I had to nip off and have a pee. When I came back, he'd just vanished.
Peter?
I guess I thought,
Peter?
I'm just not going to die here. So I started to crawl.
I mean, I waited for ages, I was calling his name and nothing was happening, so I figured it was better to go and do something and try and get help. So that's when I turned it. I left.
I don't blame him for leaving. I'd have done the same. Oh God, Lammy the pig! I was so glad that I had Lammy with me.
At this point, it was just, well, it was a disaster. Peter had a life-threatening paper cut, and we were miles from anywhere.
Suddenly, I saw this light in the distance. I thought it might be a train coming out of the tunnel. But then I realised it wasn't moving. It just felt so good to be held again.
We kept going, managed to find the road, and we flagged down a car. The driver, I think his name was Joe.
Can I help?
I mean, he was our good Samaritan, I suppose.
It seemed unbelievable that we'd made it.
So anyway, the doctors pulled the bandages off and found he wasn't that badly cut at all. There was one of those ketchup sachets stuck inside, oozing out all over the place.
It was an honest mistake that anyone could have made. I've had so much stick about it. At least I didn't leave the scene. I mean, I've still got a scar. I mean, you can still see it.
We did do it though. First people to Achnachugo at night, and no one has done it since. But that was enough for me. I've given up all the extreme stuff since then.
Simon packed it in. I guess he couldn't live with himself after walking away from me. I just had to get back out there. But now I always take precautions.